Nestled deep in the heart of the forest, surrounded by ancient trees and an eerie mist that lingered even on the brightest days, lay Willow Lake. It was said that the lake held secrets dating back centuries, secrets whispered by the wind and reflected in the rippling waters. Few dared to venture near after dark, for the tales of ghostly apparitions and unexplained disappearances had woven a web of fear around the lake. Sarah had always been drawn to mysteries, and when her family moved to a cottage on the edge of Willow Lake, she couldn't contain her excitement. The old stone cottage had stood empty for years, its windows boarded up and ivy crawling up the walls like ancient fingers. Sarah's parents were thrilled with the quaint charm of the place, unaware of the stories that lurked in the shadows. As Sarah unpacked her belongings in her new room, she noticed a faded journal tucked away in the corner of the closet. Curiosity piqued. She opened it to find entries dating back to the 1800s, chronicling the strange occurrences around Willow Lake. Tales of a lost soul seeking vengeance, of mysterious lights dancing on the water's surface, and of a haunting melody that echoed through the night. That evening, Sarah overheard the locals at the village market whispering about the cottage. "Haunted," they said, shaking their heads solemnly. One elderly woman, Mrs. Thompson, approached Sarah with a grim expression. "Stay away from the lake after sunset, child. The spirits do not take kindly to strangers." Sarah laughed it off, dismissing it as superstition. But as night fell and the moon cast an eerie glow over the lake, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. From her window, she thought she saw a figure standing by the water's edge, its form shimmering in the moonlight before vanishing into the mist. Days turned into weeks, and Sarah's fascination with Willow Lake only grew stronger. She spent hours exploring the forest trails, sketching the ancient trees, and listening to the whispers of the wind. One afternoon, she stumbled upon an old graveyard hidden deep within the woods, tombstones weathered with age and names barely legible. Among them, she found the grave of Emily Turner, who had drowned in Willow Lake in 1845. That night, Sarah dreamt of Emily, her ghostly figure beckoning from the water's edge. "Help me," she whispered, her voice echoing in Sarah's mind. "Help me find peace." Driven by a desire to uncover the truth, Sarah delved deeper into the history of Willow Lake. She visited the local library, poring over dusty archives and yellowed newspaper clippings. The stories she uncovered spoke of a tragedy that had befallen the Turner family, of secrets buried beneath the tranquil surface of the lake. One stormy evening, Sarah ventured to the lake with a lantern in hand, determined to confront the spirits that haunted its shores. Lightning flashed overhead as she stood at the water's edge, calling out to Emily and the others who had perished in its depths. Suddenly, the air grew cold, and Sarah felt a presence behind her. A voice whispered in Sarah's ear, a voice she recognized from her dreams. "Thank you," it said softly. Sarah turned to see Emily Turner standing before her, her ghostly form glowing in the darkness. "You have released us from our torment." Emily's story unfolded before Sarah's eyes, a tale of betrayal and heartbreak, of a forbidden love that had ended in tragedy. As Sarah listened, she realized that the spirits of Willow Lake were not malevolent, but lost souls seeking peace. In the weeks that followed, Sarah became a guardian of Willow Lake, sharing Emily's story with anyone who would listen. The whispers of the past grew fainter, and the mist that had shrouded the lake began to dissipate. The cottage by Willow Lake became a haven for those seeking solace, its walls echoing with laughter and music once more. As Sarah sat by the water's edge one evening, watching the sun set behind the trees, she felt a sense of peace wash over her. The spirits of Willow Lake had found their rest, and Sarah had found her purpose to preserve their memory and ensure that their story would never be forgotten. Years later, visitors to Willow Lake would hear tales of Sarah and the ghosts that once haunted its shores. Some dismissed them as legends, while others believed in the power of stories to transcend time and bring healing to wounded souls. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the water, the spirit of Emily Turner would whisper her thanks to the girl who had set her free.